weekly weigh-in time. Proud to say by far I've had the best week from an overall perspective in terms of nutrition, strength training, and my running. Like I've by far had the best week of the year. I am very proud of this week. I say if I had this week every week, I'd be 215 pounds and 11% body fat. I had a phenomenal week. Um, I did 3 24-hour fasts, although that wasn't planned. It was honestly more so opportunistic. On Sunday, I wanted to do. Um, Sunday, I kind of got thrown off because I had a fight party on Saturday night and I was up until like 3 a.m. My initial plan was to do my long run on Sunday morning, and I was just gonna do a normal day of. I did six. I was supposed to do 6 miles. I did 6.2. I was like, why not just top it off with a 10K since I'm so close, and I felt great at 6 miles. Then I was planning to do that in the morning, and then I was just gonna have a normal day of eating, and then I was gonna do my arms workout, and I was like, if I feel up to it, I'll do the full 3x3. If not, I honestly am okay with doing 20 minutes, 3x2 light weights. Just get it in. I'm really just trying to focus on consistency. Staying up until 3 a.m. and then I had to get up at 8 to take my daughter to dance class. She had an 8:30 practice, so I left at like 8. No, she had 9 o'clock. I got up at 8. We were out the door by like 8:20. But I came back. I was so tired that I literally went in my basement and I just laid on the couch until about 12 o'clock. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just do a light arms workout, and that's what I did. And then I had a meal, and I was so tired from being up. I was laying on the couch a good chunk of the day, and then I'm like, wow, it's like 4 or 5 o'clock. And at that point, I was like, I'm gonna do my long run, but I noticed, I was like, I haven't eaten since right after I lifted. I was like, you know what? It's already like 5 o'clock. I don't even have an appetite. I'm gonna do this run. If I have an appetite, I'll eat. If I don't, I won't. I did the run. I was so tired. All I did was take a shower and go to bed. So all I'm saying, the long-winded way of saying it wasn't planned. It was more opportunistic, and then I wasn't gonna, fast 2 days in a row. I typically do my 24-hour fast Monday and Wednesday. So I did Tuesday and Thursday. That being said, I did 5 lifting sessions and 4 runs this week. I did my long run. I did 6.2 miles. I did tempo day yesterday for the first time. I was running. I finished at a 10-minute per mile pace, which I used to be able to run in zone 2 when I was at my most fit. But I'm not gonna start the back in 2020 and 2021. I'm not starting that again. But I did tempo day. I felt good, but my legs were on fire. Like I couldn't sleep that well last night because they were burning. But yeah, I ran Saturday. I did my long run Sunday. I ran Tuesday. I ran Thursday. Thursday was tempo day. I got in 5 lifting sessions, 3 24-hour fasts. I had 2 cheat meals last week. I can't remember what I had. Oh, I had hot dogs for dinner on Friday night. And then on Saturday, I had a fight party. I absolutely went crazy. I ate a lot of pizza, a lot of chips. I said I'm going to eat whatever I want. Other than that, 100% compliance. Actually, one thing, I had those whole grain cheese balls for one of my snacks on Wednesday. They're 560 calories. That's the one indiscretion, the one planned indiscretion all week. But if my one indiscretion for the week is just a bag of cheese balls and it just replaced oatmeal, which is about 400, and I don't do the calorie counting because different foods, your body processes different ways. Your body's gonna do something very different with 100 calories of soda versus 100 calories of broccoli. So I don't really like to do the calorie counting because what you eat matters a lot more than how much you eat. If you could eat a lot of steak and vegetables, your body will put on a lot more fat drinking 500 calories of soda versus having a steak that's 450 calories and 50 calories of broccoli. It's totally different. So I don't really like doing the calorie counting, but let's see where I ended the week. So let's go into my Garmin app. I just got off the scale. It's 8:07. You know, weigh myself at like 750. That can't be right. That can't be right. There's just no way. There's no way. That cannot be right. Hold up. The amount of effort I put in this week. I lifted yesterday, ran Wednesday? No. Oh, there's a duplicate. I did legs on Wednesday. I did chest on Tuesday, ran Tuesday. There's my 10K Sunday. There's my arms. I did chest and back Sunday. I ran Saturday morning. I tracked my calories this week. I'm going to reweigh myself. That's not possible. So I just got off the scale. The scale did move. Still a very, very disappointing result. I don't understand. I'm always very transparent on my weigh-ins. You know, this is the case for weighing myself less, but man, I had a banner week. I don't care what the scale says. I'm very proud of what I did this week. This was very, very difficult. This was extremely challenging, very taxing. I did 5 lifting sessions, I did 4 runs and 3 fasts, and I stayed on my diet. I had my 2 cheat meals. I had hot dogs for dinner on Friday. I had a fight party Saturday. I had a pizza, chips, soda. Man, to do what I did in the last week and see that result, the result isn't nearly what. Let me show what the updated scale came in at. So not sure what happened that first time. Here is my current weight. So I'm not sure what happened, why I came in at 297, but I did weigh myself twice, and I was basically flat for the week, up 0.3 of a pound. I don't know where that 297 came from, but I knew that couldn't be right. I knew that couldn't be right. Weighing myself at the same time of day and fasted. I haven't had any water, nothing. I haven't had any water this morning, but I don't know. I came down 4.6 pounds, but last week I was 292.2. This is a very disappointing. I'm up 0.3 of a pound. Man, that is, whew. That's very, very frustrating and very disappointing. Yeah, I don't know. The mystery of the human body. I'm always transparent. I don't think substituting the cheese balls instead of having my oatmeal and fruit is gonna offset all the effort from this week. I really wanted to eat some junk on Wednesday, and I pulled myself together for dinner. I almost had hot dogs. I almost went and got some junk. It took a lot of restraint on Wednesday night, and I just had boneless, skinless chicken thighs, basmati rice with no salt, and black eyed peas. So I just had chicken, rice, and beans. This was after I did, you know, an hour and 10-minute leg workout. I should have recorded it, but that week felt perfect. 4 runs, 5 lifts, 3 fasting, 3 24-hour fasts, no cheating. If you want to say the cheese balls on the whole grain cheese balls on Wednesday cheating, okay, you got me there. But that's really, really disappointing. It's not going to slow my momentum. It's not going to slow my effort. I was honestly hoping, I didn't start thinking about it until Wednesday night when I made that decision not to eat the junk. That, man, I might be able to come in under 290 this week, and I go up 0.3 pounds. I mean, I put in so much effort this week, so much effort. And to come in flat, to come in up. Technically, you can say flat, but to me, that's up just considering if I had a shitty week and I came in like this, I would be like, yo, I dodged the bullet. But I had my best week of the year. I did the most miles, 5 lifting sessions. I did all 3 of chest and back, legs and shoulders. And Armageddon, I did all 3, the full hour one, and I did 2 half-hour workouts. I did arms on Saturday, and I did chest and back on Tuesday, the half hour. I did all the planned runs. I've been eating, one of the things that's been helping my diet is I subscribe to a meal service again. I've been eating my Factor meals. I'm really, really just disappointed. I was honestly, I was like, well, it's a given, you know, I'll be 290, maybe 291. I'm like, my body might fight me because it's rare that I have big drops multiple weeks in a row, but I just knew it was a given. I was coming in down. This is the first time I've done 3 fasts in a week. All of that effort to go up, that's bothering me a lot. I really, really pushed hard this week. And regardless of what the scale says, I'm very proud of what I did this week. Because this was hard, and I pushed through a lot of fatigue. And, you know, one thing I kept telling myself is, you know, in the past, when the heat's risen, you know, I started to cut corners, back away, lose. I'm like, this week I'm going to have a perfect week, and I did. And I'm very proud of what I did, regardless of what the scale says. You know, thankfully, you know, I didn't go up 5 pounds, but, man, that's a disappointing result. I'm going to push to have another week just like that, but that's a very disappointing result.